Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we are diving headfirst into something truly massive, the history of the universe, Earth, and life itself. You're clearly a curious one, and we're about to embark on a journey through billions of years. All thanks to some great sources you've shared. Buckle up.
It's a journey that spans unimaginable stretches of time and explores processes that are both awe-inspiring and humbling.
Speaking of awe-inspiring, Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything has been a fantastic starting point. He has this incredible way of putting things into perspective.
Yeah.
Like, if we compressed Earth's 4.6 billion year history into a single day, humans wouldn't appear until a minute and 17 seconds.
Before midnight.
It's a striking image that highlights just how recently we've arrived on the scene. It's like comparing a human lifespan to the age of a mountain range. We might think we've been around for a while, but in geological terms, we're mere newcomers. Newcomers, with a pretty impressive story, though. Bryson dives deep into the Big Bang, and the sheer scale of it is mind-boggling. To think that everything we see around us, from the stars in the sky to the ground beneath our feet, originated from a singularity smaller than a microscope.
Smaller than a microscope, yet containing all the matter of the universe. Packed into an infinitely dense point, it's a concept that defies our everyday experience. Imagine squeezing the entire mass of the Earth into something the size of a pinhead. That's the kind of density we're talking about.
It's almost impossible to wrap your head around, and Bryson's analogy in the book is brilliant. He compares an atom to a church. If the atom is the size of the entire building, the nucleus, where most of the mass is concentrated, would be like a fly buzzing around inside. But carrying the weight of the whole church.
It's a fantastic way to visualize the incredible concentration of matter within a singularity. And what's even more astonishing is that 98% of all the matter that makes up everything we see today, planets, stars, even ourselves, formed within the first 3 minutes after the Big Bang.
3 minutes. That's barely enough time to make a cup of coffee. And yet, in those 3 minutes, the universe underwent a period of explosive growth and transformation. That laid the foundation for everything that followed. It makes you wonder, what were those first 3 minutes like?
A chaotic and unimaginably hot period of expansion, where energy was converting into matter at an incredible rate. Interestingly, though, this initial burst didn't create all the elements we need for life as we know it. The Big Bang produced mainly lighter elements like hydrogen and helium.
So where did all the heavier elements come from? The ones that make up our planet and our bodies?
They were forged in the fiery hearts of stars and the spectacular deaths of supernovas. Supernova explosions are like giant cosmic furnaces, creating the intense heat and pressure needed to fuse lighter elements into heavier ones, like carbon, oxygen, and iron.
So, stars are essentially element factories, created the building blocks for planets, and ultimately life itself. That's incredible. But how do we go from a universe full of scattered elements to our own solar system, with its neatly arranged planets orbiting the sun?
It's a story of gravity and time. Around 4.6 billion years ago, a giant cloud of gas and dust, enriched with those heavier elements from long-dead stars, began to collapse under its own gravity. Most of the material fell inward, forming the blazing ball of gas we call the sun. But some material remained on the outskirts, swirling around the newborn star.
And it's from that swirling cloud of leftovers that our planet eventually formed.
Exactly. Those leftover bits of dust and gas, drawn together by electrostatic forces, started to clump. These clumps collided, shattered, and reformed countless times over millions of years. Slowly, over vast stretches of time. These collisions built larger and larger bodies, eventually forming the planets we know today, including our own Earth.
And we can't forget about that dramatic event that Bryson talks about, the Mars-sized object that slammed into Earth early in its history. That collision ultimately gave birth to our moon.
Yes. Around 4.5 billion years ago, a Mars-sized object collided with Earth, ejecting a massive amount of debris into space. Over time, this debris coalesced under its own gravity, forming the moon, and the moon's presence has been crucial for life on Earth.
It stabilizes our planet's wobble, which helps create a more stable climate.
Exactly. The moon's gravitational pull helps keep Earth's tilt relatively stable, preventing drastic shifts in climate that could have been catastrophic for developing life. It's another reminder of how seemingly random events can have profound impacts on the course of history.
But let's not forget, the early Earth was a pretty rough place. Bryson paints a vivid picture of a planet bombarded by debris, with a toxic atmosphere of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, not methane, and sulfur. Not exactly a paradise.
It certainly wasn't hospitable by today's standards, but even in that harsh environment, The seeds of life were being sown, paradoxically. That toxic atmosphere was crucial for the development of life.
How so?
The carbon dioxide in the early atmosphere acted like a giant blanket, trapping heat from the young sun and keeping Earth warm enough for liquid water to exist.
So the greenhouse effect, which we often think of as a problem today, was actually essential for life to emerge.
Precisely. It's all about balance. Without the greenhouse effect, the Earth might have frozen over, but too much of it.
Yeah.
And we end up with a runaway greenhouse effect, like what we see on Venus, where surface temperatures are hot enough to melt lead.
Okay, so we've got a warm Earth, but where did all the water come from?
That's a question that has fascinated scientists for a long time. The prevailing theory is that water arrived on Earth through a cosmic bombardment of comets, meteorites, and other icy space debris over hundreds of millions of years. These icy bodies, originating from the outer reaches of the solar system, delivered vast quantities of water to the young Earth, gradually filling the oceans we see today.
It's amazing to think that something as essential as water, the very substance that makes life possible, arrived here from the depths of space. Talk about a cosmic delivery service.
It is truly remarkable, and it underscores the fact that Earth's conditions for life are incredibly rare. We have the perfect distance from the sun, a protective atmosphere, plate tectonics that create land masses, and oceans that regulate temperature and the carbon cycle.
It really does feel like we hit the cosmic jackpot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But even with all the right ingredients in place, it's still hard to grasp how life arose from non-living matter.
The origins of life remain one of the most profound mysteries in science, and we'll be exploring some of the leading theories about how life first emerged a little later in our deep dive. But before we delve into that, I think it's worth shifting gears for a moment and talking about a brilliant scientist who revolutionized our understanding of Earth, Isaac Newton.
Newton, the apple falling on his head guy. What does he have to do with the history of Earth?
Well, aside from his groundbreaking work on gravity and motion, Newton also made some insightful observations about the shape of our planet. He theorized that Earth isn't perfectly round, but bulges slightly at the equator due to the centrifugal force created by its rotation.
Wait, you're saying the Earth is kind of like a giant spinning top? A little wider around the middle?
Exactly. It might seem counterintuitive, but Newton's theory was later confirmed by expeditions that meticulously measured the Earth's circumference at the equator and the poles.
And what did they find?
They discovered that Earth is about 43 kilometers thicker at the equator than it is from pole to pole. It's a subtle difference, but it has profound implications for our understanding of gravity, tides, and even how satellites orbit our planet.
Okay, so Newton's work wasn't just about apples and falling objects. He was thinking about the shape of our planet and the forces that shape it. But let's get back to the story of life itself. We've got this planet with all the right ingredients. But how did we go from simple molecules to the incredible diversity of life we see today?
That's where the power of evolution comes in, and it's a story that spans billions of years, with each stage building upon the last, creating a chain of interconnected events that ultimately led to us.
Bryson highlights that every step in that 4.6 billion year journey was crucial. If early ocean life hadn't moved to land, or if the dinosaurs hadn't gone extinct, the world, and life as we know it, would be completely different.
Absolutely. The history of life is a tapestry woven from countless threads of adaptation, extinction, and incredible resilience. It's a story that reminds us that even amidst constant change, life finds a way to persist, evolve, and diversify. And what's even more fascinating is that these very processes, this dance between stability and change, can offer some valuable insights into a seemingly unrelated topic, the world of passive income.
Now that's an interesting connection. We've been journeying through billions of years of cosmic history, and now we're going to talk about making money.
It might seem like a leap, but stick with me. Think about how the universe operates. It's all about systems, cycles, and forces that create stability and drive change. And those same principles can be applied to building wealth and generating passive income.
Okay. I'm intrigued. How exactly do these grand cosmic principles connect to something as down-to-earth as passive income? Where do we even begin?
Think about it this way. The universe is a masterclass in creating systems that operate efficiently and effectively. Stars fuse elements, galaxies rotate, planets orbit, all without anyone actively managing them.
So you're saying that there are inherent systems in the universe that create and sustain themselves over long periods, and we can learn from those systems to create similar systems in our own lives, specifically for building wealth.
Exactly. Passive income is, in essence, about building systems that generate income without requiring your constant attention. just like gravity keeps planets in orbit without any ongoing effort. A well-designed passive income stream can generate revenue even while you sleep.
I'm starting to see the connection. But how do we actually translate these grand cosmic principles into practical passive income strategies? Where do we even begin?
Well, let's take a cue from the formation of planets. Remember how those tiny particles of dust and gas gradually clump together, growing larger and larger over time?
Yeah, it's like a cosmic snowball effect.
Exactly, and that same principle can apply to building wealth. It's about starting small, consistently investing, and allowing those investments to compound over time. Think of it like your own personal financial solar system, with each investment orbiting your central financial sun.
So instead of colliding particles, we're talking about compounding interest and dividends, gradually building wealth over time.
That's a great way to put it. It's about setting things in motion and letting the power of compounding work its magic. And just like there's diversity in the universe, planets, stars, galaxies, there should be diversity in your passive income streams as well.
Yeah. Don't put all your cosmic eggs in one basket.
Right, precisely. Diversification is key to resilience, both in the universe and in your financial life. Just as a single asteroid impact could wipe out a species, a single economic downturn could cripple an undiversified portfolio.
So, what are some examples of passive income systems we can create, inspired by these universal principles?
Well, one approach is to leverage your existing knowledge or skills, just like those early life forms on Earth found ways to adapt and thrive. You can leverage your unique talents to create something valuable.
So, if someone's passionate about writing, they could create an online course or write an ebook, just like Bryson did with A Short History of Nearly Everything.
Exactly. And the beauty of digital products is that you create them once, and they can potentially generate income for years to come, much like stars continue to shine long after they have formed.
So, it's about creating something valuable and then letting it work for you, even while you sleep. Are there other examples that might not require specific expertise?
Absolutely. Think about how water arrived on Earth, a gradual accumulation of resources over a long period.
From those cosmic ice deliveries. Right?
Exactly. And a similar approach can be applied to investing in dividend-paying stocks or real estate. These are traditional investments that can generate a steady stream of income over time.
It's like those icy comets gradually filling Earth's oceans. But instead of water, it's dividends and rental income flowing into your bank account.
That's a great analogy. It highlights the power of consistent small-scale contributions over a long period. Even small, regular investments can accumulate and grow into a substantial source of passive income.
So, it seems like understanding natural processes, from the formation of planets to the arrival of water on Earth, can spark some really creative thinking about building wealth.
Absolutely. By recognizing the patterns and principles at play in the universe, we can gain insights that can be applied to many areas of our lives, including our financial well-being.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired. This conversation has shifted my perspective on passive income entirely. But we should probably acknowledge that building passive income takes time and effort.
Right.
It's not about getting rich quick.
You're absolutely right. It requires research, planning, and a willingness to learn and adapt.
And it's not always easy. Just like there are asteroid impacts and volcanic eruptions in the universe, there will be challenges and setbacks along the way.
That's true of any worthwhile endeavor. But with persistence and a commitment to continuous improvement, passive income can be a powerful tool for achieving financial freedom and creating a life you love. Just remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint, much like the grand timeline of the universe itself.
Well said. So, we've explored the vastness of the universe, the origins of life on Earth, and even delved into the world of passive income, all inspired by Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything. What an incredible journey.
It's been a pleasure sharing this deep dive with you. And remember, the exploration doesn't end here. There's always more to learn, more to discover, and more ways to create a life that's aligned with your values and aspirations.
Couldn't agree more. And speaking of exploration and discovery, let's talk about another passion that aligns perfectly with our conversation today. The world of books. Books are like time machines, transporting us to different eras, introducing us to diverse perspectives, and sparking new ideas. They're a bit like those comets delivering water to Earth. Each book brings a fresh influx of knowledge and inspiration.
That's a fantastic analogy. And just as Earth benefited from a diverse array of cosmic ingredients, our minds thrive on a diverse diet of books and ideas.
Exactly. And speaking of books, we can't wrap up this deep dive without giving a huge shout out to Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything. It's been such a rich source of information and inspiration for our conversation today.
It's a brilliant example of how complex scientific concepts can be made accessible and engaging for a wide audience. Bryson's wit and storytelling ability make learning about the universe, Earth, and life itself a truly enjoyable experience.
It's a reminder that learning should be a joyful journey, not a chore. And that's something we're passionate about here on this YouTube channel. We're all about exploring ideas, sparking curiosity, and helping you find books that will enrich your life and maybe even inspire a new passive income idea or two.
We believe that knowledge is power, and that reading is one of the best ways to expand your knowledge, unlock your potential, and maybe even spark a new passive income stream.
So, if you're looking for insightful book reviews, thought-provoking discussions, and practical tips for generating passive income, you come to the right place.
We're passionate about sharing our love of reading and helping you discover new authors and genres that you'll love. We also delve into innovative passive income ideas, sharing strategies and insights to help you build financial freedom.
We believe that everyone has the potential to create a life they love, both intellectually and financially.
So hit that subscribe button and join our community of lifelong learners.
Let's embark on a journey of discovery together, exploring fascinating books and unlocking new possibilities for passive income.
We can't wait to share more amazing books and passive income ideas with you in future episodes.
Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep reaching for the stars. And don't forget to pick up a good book along the way. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.